live in the canyon, how big is your mansion? Yeah. Fresh out of school, now you working and focus on fashion. Pretty girl and you let go.
Hey everyone, welcome back. So this was kind of unintended, but this actually ended up becoming like one of my signature looks. It was honestly completely by mistake. I remember the exact instance when it happened. My alarm was on vibrate and it didn't go off, and so I worked for Mac and I woke up and I was like, and you know, your girl gotta be full faced. So I improvised and basically did neutral everything and then threw on a bright lip, and ever since then it's been like one of my most iconic looks. I literally get the most compliments whenever I do this look, and honestly it's pretty time efficient, so that works out well. I mean, it also depends on like how much time you allot yourself in your, makeup routine. But, we're all different, so. I really don't like to beat around the bush too much because I feel like if I talk too much, I'll go on rants and I'll just nah. That's the Southern girl cackle in me. Or maybe it's not even a Southern girl thing. I always say that, but like, do Yankee girls do that too? Okay, I'm just gonna cut right to the video. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all next time. So first things first, we're gonna go in and we're gonna prime our skin. I know. What? You're not doing your top eyelid eyeshadow first? Girl, I told you this was time efficient. This is MAC Strobe Cream, because your girl likes to look glowy. Obviously, I've already gone in and like cleansed my face for the morning, used a toner, my moisturizer, and my SPF. Now, this is the part where it's kind of extra, but I've left out some things, but added others. So, is it more time efficient? Yes, but there's still some extra things. So, I'm gonna go in with MAC Face and Body Foundation. And what I'm gonna do is just a little boop here, a little boop here, here. So this isn't actually my main foundation. Face and Body is an extremely sheer, weightless formula. So it basically has like no coverage whatsoever. Really nothing. It's kind of watery. But there is nothing in this world like the finish of Face and Body Foundation. I'm not even playing. So many makeup artists use it on celebrities. It's so when you mix it, baby. Obviously, if you don't want to do the mixation, the mixology, you don't have to. Just put your foundation on. So now I'm going to go in with MAC Pro Longwear Nourishing Waterproof Foundation. This stuff is my jam. And I'm going to take it on a 170 Buffer Foundation brush. Concealer. I'm gonna go in with MAC Pro Longwear Concealer, as always. Take a sponge. A little boop here. A little boop there. Boop there. Now, this is the part. So I'm gonna push it under the eye, like I always do. Down the side of the nose, and then I'm actually going to take it, what remains from that section, and I'm going to pop it on my eyelid, and I'm going to use it as my primer. It's my eyeshadow primer. I know, what? Just, how did I stumble upon that? Well, I figured Pro Longwear Concealer is the bomb. I was in a rush, and I threw it on my eyelid. Okay, now you're going to literally set everything with powder. I go in and set my eyelids first just because those are the first things to crease. If if I use my concealer as a primer. So I just go ahead in the beginning and set that with primer. Because concealer is a different consistency than actual eyeshadow primer, you gotta set it most of the time. Come on, I know you want to get in my lap. Ugh. Okay. So this is the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Powder. This powder is my most favorite powder on there. Okay. So this is actually a contour palette for MAC, but again, we're utilizing time and product, so I use it as my eyeshadow. I'm actually gonna go in with this neutral brown in the middle because I don't know what tone of lip I'm gonna wear. I don't really know if it's gonna be like cool or warm yet. And I'm just gonna work that back and forth into the crease of my eye. And windshield wiper motions and circular to blend it out. I want the eye to be very neutralized, but at the same time, like, you want it to have something on it because then it's a completed, that's the thing, it looks like a full, well it is, it's a full face, but it's not like a beat 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 beat, you feel me? Then you're gonna take that smaller blending brush. I use the MAC 221. I go into the exact same color. Always make sure you're tapping off the excess just because you don't want to get that like all over your eye since we did our foundation first, which normally I'm super against. But you're gonna just push that all over your eyelid and into your lower crease. See, I'm just literally going in back and forth motions just to actually get the color on there. Always go in with your blending brush at the end and soften the crease so there's no harsh lines. Then I take it with that same small blending brush and push it back and forth on the lower lash line. Just so it's complete. And you got the whole color wrapping and finessing your eye. Now, I'm gonna take this like white sculpting shade that just comes in the contour palette with that same type of brush, that smaller blending brush, and I'm generously going in there. And I'm gonna place that color underneath my brow. Just going on my nose, but it's okay. We're highlighting my nose anyways. Again, every time you apply a color, always go in with your blending brush and make sure it's soft. That's literally the elite key to an eyeshadow look. So this works out great because you're literally gonna just use the same color. We're using it as our contour and our blush. What? So I go in with an angled brush, an angled fluffy contour brush. And what I do is I go in at the ear and go in soft. I'm applying barely any pressure. Up and down motions from ear towards the corner of my mouth. I normally stop like about here. I never go completely down because I'm not trying to like drag. But I definitely want to have some kind of sculpt. And then when you have like leftover product on your brush, you can kind of back and forth. But for the most part, go up and down when you apply it. Go ahead and put a little on the bottom of the chin. Just on the upper hairline of the forehead. I always like pinch my brush like this. And go in and put some on like the brim of my nose. So each side of my nose. Not too intense of a nose contour, but just enough. I went in and finished the other side. Just for time saving purposes. So going in with the same brush we used to contour, you're gonna go into the same color. And the difference, why we're using this as our blush, and it's not gonna be like, you're like, well, okay, isn't that just gonna mean your whole cheek is gonna be like a super harsh line? Nah, it's the technique we're gonna use that's gonna make the difference. So, you see the apples of my cheeks here. I like to tap off the excess. Very softly, I'm gonna go in bigger circular motions on the apples of my cheeks, all the way up to the back of the ear as well. So basically you're still getting that contour definition, and then when I use it as my blush, since I'm using a different lighter technique, you can still see the difference in the two. Yeah. Yep. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with my, wrong one, highlight. Today I'm gonna use MAC Oh Darling highlighter. This is like a really light yellowy gold. I like to use gold highlighters for this look, so just whatever gold highlighter you have that works for you, because you know not all of us are like the same skin tone and everything. It's actually really hard for fair skin to find a good gold highlight because most of the time it looks way too bronzy. So I'm gonna highlight that on the upper part of my cheek. And then I'm gonna bring it down the middle of the brim of the nose. And in the very tip, little button. I love to highlight a cupid bow. And since this look is lip focused, girl, you better go in and you better highlight the crap out of that cupid bow. Go a little on my chin. And like this is super extra, but it's me, so I always go in and highlight where the arch of my eyebrow is, just to give myself more definite. Oops. Okay, I gotta be careful on that one. And then you know what I did? I went in with just like a super small brush. This is actually a lip brush. And I went into my highlighter. And I just said screw it. And I went ahead and like put it in that inner tear duct. Why not? Now I'm gonna go in with my mascara. And I'm gonna do my lower lash line. I like a pretty heavy mascara look, so I go in back and forth to get a lot of product on there, and then I go down to smooth it out. Now, the reason why I don't just like go in on the top mascara is because I want that to dry, and if I like tilt my head back too much, I'm gonna get like black dotties under here, so I leave it alone. Little tip if you do struggle with that, because I have really long bottom lashes. So little tip, go to the bottom, do something else, and then come back to the top. That way you won't even have to worry about leaning back and those lashes touching your skin and getting little dotties. So for my brows, y'all know a girl likes a bushy natural brow look. So I'm basically just gonna take a spoolie and push my brow hairs up to see what kind of shape they're going for today. And normally I really don't even pencil in anymore. I just go in if there's any like sparse areas, like gaps of hair. Really there's none, to be honest, except for right here in the front. I don't know if you guys can see my growth pattern. So like all of these are super fluffy and long, and then these for some reason they're fluffed but they're not as long, so it's like it's short right there. So I'm gonna take my pencil, my brow pencil, and in the front I'm just gonna make some little bitty flicks to kind of make everything the same length. So you just go in little flicks, the same stroke of the hair. That way it looks like hair. Do I really? I don't think I really need, there's a little gap right here. So I'm just gonna go a little flex. Because you want your product to mimic the look of hair as well. That's the big thing with a fluffy brow. You don't want to go in and like pencil to fill in. You don't want to like do any of that motion. You want to do flicks. You do your look how you want. A bushy brow is, I feel, definitely what kind of trademarks this look too, and what makes it stand out so much, aside from like the super bright lip we're about to put on. And then I'm gonna take, this is the MAC Pro Longwear Waterproof Eyebrow Gel Brow Set. Sis, I can't, some days I really don't even use a pencil. I just go in and do this because it tints the hairs and it also puts them in place. So I start at the back because I want the most product to be at the back. You want the back of the brows to be darker than the front. And I actually start at the bottom of the brow hair and I flick up. I'm not flicking up like pressing, I'm just flicking at the bottom. Because if I press, it's gonna get product like all up here because my brows are so long, so I don't want that. So I start at the bottom of the hairs and I just kind of flick up. And then you can, if they're bushy enough, you can go in. I have to go in and actually like place them where I want them. Because if I let them do their own thing, they'll go all over my face. You just want to make sure the front is standing up straight. Yeah, that'll pretty much do it. Sick of these guys. What are y'all doing? There you go. Oh! Look at that! Oh my gosh, I'm in love. I can't. It's not everybody's cup of tea, but it is definitely my cup of tea. Now I'm gonna take an eyelash curler, okay? And we're gonna go into these top. If you do not curl your lashes, don't curl them. No pressure. The directions say to curl your lashes for like 5 to max 10 seconds, but to be honest, I don't go in and like go super hard. I'm applying very little pressure and I'm actually squeeze instead of just straight up hard squeezing the whole time. Okay. I like to go in with False Lashes Maximizer. It's an eyelash primer. I love using, if I just wear mascara and I don't wear falsies, then I love to use a good mascara primer. So I've got my mascara primer on. Now I'm gonna go in with my mascara. Look at that. Yes, ma'am. Okay, but why are these fuller than they? You know what? Don't read too much into it. They look fine. Like how I just had a little pep talk with myself. So if there's any mascara gloopies that you get on your eye, like there's one in that corner there, that's inevitable. I always get it there. Leave it, let it dry, don't touch it, do something else. Just let it dry, baby, because if you go in right now, you're gonna smear it. White eyeliner. And we're gonna take the white eyeliner. Actually, I really think I want this to dry more. I'm gonna take the white pencil eyeliner. What this does is this just kind of brightens the eye when you use white in your waterline. It helps like brighten it and soften it. And it also gives it a defined line. And then I'm actually going to take black eyeliner, a black pencil eyeliner, and I'm going to put that right along my upper waterline and my lash line. Always hold the mirror down below your chin for this, because if you try to do this straight on, you're going to be like, and don't do the pencil like, let me see if I can do this for you. Don't do the pencil like straight up the tip in there, because that'll be extremely uncomfortable. Try to go at a diagonal And like just, you can let the pencil flick through your lashes, but I'm telling you, it's just way more comfortable that way. Still gonna feel weird, but. Okay, so queso is good to eat, but also queso, we let the glue dry. Now I take a little, you can just use a little bitty like flat brush or something, and you just pop it right off. Cute. All right, sugar pops. I'm gonna go in with lip primer. I do this because I want my outline to not bleed, so sometimes when people wear a bold lip, throughout the course of the day it'll bleed. And using primer kind of prevents the product from bleeding. Okay, I also feel like it's super important to put on a primer when using liquid lipstick. Today I'm using the MAC liquid lipstick in Fashion Legacy. Trust me, you need primer for these or they will crust your lips out, baby. They're long wearing, but they will take their toll. So I'm gonna go in and apply a generous amount to the middle of the bottom lip and rub it together. And then I'm gonna go in and line it and crisp it off. Okay, bottom super crisp. Part of what makes this look so like boom, and everybody's always like, oh my god, Macy, the look, how, what is it? It's, girl, you gotta go in and to find that Cupid's bow. So the lip needs to be pretty crisp. So I actually take, watch, obviously I can't explain while I'm doing it, but I'm gonna take the tip and outline my Cupid's bow.
Baby, waste your time with me in California. La 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 la, yeah, I met her at Coachella. La 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 la, why you acting like you don't remember? La 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 la, ever wanna waste time, baby, waste your time with me in California. Hey baby, waste your time with me in California.
And of course, you gotta go in and give yourself some setting spray. Okay, my dears, let's switch so that you get the full boom. All right, here we are. Kaboom, literally. So that does it for my signature neutral eye pop lip look. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope this helped. If there was anything like specifically that I didn't elaborate enough on and you want me to elaborate more or you have more questions, you can always DM me. I'm not like a super fast replier, but whenever I get to it, I don't have my notifications turned on for anything except for like my text messages, so I have to actually go into the app and open it to be able to see what notifications I have, but I will definitely get back to you as soon as I can. Today's Sunday. I don't know what day this is gonna get posted, but y'all have a blessed Sunday. Even if it's not today that it gets posted, next Sunday, y'all have a blessed Sunday. Be thankful for what you have, for the family, for the people that are in your life, for your Instagram followers, for those Instagram followers that you haven't actually even really met in real life, but still shout you out in the comments. I ride for you, girl. I ride for you, and we're besties.
Think you could be a centerfold. No need for the money though. Hey baby, waste your time.
What his truth is.